Excellent. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Layla in Victoria, BC. I'm always grateful to be able to co-host with Ricia Adair, my great buddy. Also get to spend Christmas and New Year's Eve with her in Mexico, but yay. Anyhow, I helped her move to Mexico. You'll hear more about that, but I'm grateful to introduce her. She's a former small business trainer and film producer with videos from A to Z on home-based business. So she's been in this business for 24, 25 years. So she's one of the experts. She's climbed 13 ranks in 7 months. She's currently number 41 in the world. Can you imagine 41 in the world? I mean, we're in 50 some countries. Okay. Number 21 in North America and number 4 in Canada. So when we talk about inspiring leaders, we really just say Ricia Adair. And here we are. We're excited for this evening. And I'll let her take it away.
Thank you, Layla. What a beautiful introduction. It's a good thing that my husband knows carpentry so he can build bigger doors for my head to get through after that introduction.
Love
Thank
you.
you
I
so
do.
very
I
much.
know.
Welcome, everybody. I'm pretty excited about going forward with tonight's presentation. We have some amazing guests. I'm just going to line up my slides. Layla, can you? Whoop. That's not the slide I want you to see. Just a minute here. Let's see if we can go to the beginning. How's that? You see me with the Mr. Polar Bear?
Yep.
Okay, I had to
Yeah,
do that.
Winnipeg.
And
Okay.
and I'll tell you why. Because I was in Guayabitos, Mexico, and my mom had a Guadalajara newspaper, and it was advertising a tour to Winnipeg, and it said, "Come and meet the polar bears in the streets of Winnipeg." And I thought, I spent 20 years of my life in Winnipeg and I've never met a polar bear on the street here yet. So when I saw Mr. Polar Bear at the airport, I thought I'm going to have to definitely get a shot with this guy. It gives me great pleasure to introduce everybody tonight. As I say, we've got some great guest speakers, so I'm going to battle forward here and give you all the great information. I am a Canadian. I live in beautiful Mexico. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, I want to introduce to you a company that has changed my life significantly. Everybody on this call, except for the guests, we have some amazing products linked with an amazing income opportunity, and you put them together, add in community, love, and travel. It just makes for such a perfect recipe. It is called Partner Co. And our motto is to power health and prosperity around the world. And they are definitely doing an amazing job at that. So, a little about me, if I may. I moved to my dream home in Manzanillo, Mexico 2 years ago. We're celebrating, I've got a big party coming up just in celebration of that. And you know, when you look at this property, you go, what a dream. But I'll tell you, when Layla helped me with that big truck unloading to get into this house, it didn't look like this. The pool was covered in algae because the pool broke down. The house was abandoned for 7 months or so, and so many things can happen and go south on you when you have a house in the tropics and it's unattended. So, nevertheless, our little bit of nest egg, which was about $50,000, got sucked up so fast. And, you know, just getting the property ready for Layla and her visitors to spend the winter months, vacation months with us, as it is a little hotel. And then we found out that our lawyer had stifled us in the $23,000 for closing costs, prohibiting us from getting title to our property. So that got me pretty upset. Layla was with me when we went to the notary to find out that news. And the very next day, I broke out in shingles, covered my body, my chest, my back. Because I'll tell you, stress is a nasty thing. Throw in a UTI that lasted for 4 months, a couple of dog bites that got infected. So I resorted to eating chocolate and pastries and ice cream. I had easy 5 kinds of ice cream at any given time in my freezer. And no matter how many times I walked that beautiful beach, swam in the ocean, did my sit ups, went up and down my stairs, I never lost the weight. I just stayed in a really bad way. I was full of anxiety. I had depression. I was breaking into tears. So Mike says, you got to call Dr. Tom and figure out what's wrong with you. So Dr. Tom said, you know, I need a bit of research on this one. And he came back. He did come back in 2 days. And he said, Ricia, without a doubt, you have a serious case of FFB. Dr. Tom, FFB. He said, Ricia, you're fat, frumpy, and broke. And then that magic day came when Chrys and Joni Budd, friends of mine, Canadians that live in Costa Rica, called me April 17th, 2024, and this day changed my life. Joni said, Ricia, these are the drops. You need these drops. And this is our system of growth that will help you get out of that financial pit that you're in. My first voice said to me, I don't have the money. The second voice said, but you need this. The third voice said, find the money, make it work. So I did. I found the money for 2 boxes of drops, 2 months of drops, 1 month for me and 1 month to retail, just like the little boy with the apple cart, right? And I posted on April 22nd, and you could see here 59 comments came in from my first post, which resulted in 20 people reaching out to me saying, I want this product. And 6 of them saying, Ricia, if you're doing this, I'm doing it too. I want to be on your team. So instantly I saw a brand new success formula that I've never experienced in 25 years in my life in the industry. So I started to make some goals. I set a 5-figure goal to accomplish by September 1st. So again, the date is April 22nd, and I accomplished that goal on July 15th. So now I'm a goal setter. I'm going to set some more goals, and my 1-year goals all came true in that magic month of November. We were able to buy new fridges for all the villas. I was able to hire a full-time housekeeper. I love my fridge. I love my dog. I love my husband, but I love my fridge. We brought in the paint crew to paint the house and splash beautiful Mexican colors throughout. All new Echo air conditioners all over the rooms in every one of the villas, and you can imagine the expense of that one. Mike got a new motorcycle just because we can. And then the down pergola, a 2-year goal, actually also got accomplished in the month of November, and that was a $5,000 construction. And then the pool collapsed starting December 24th up until January or December 31. We had 7 earthquakes that caused the entire pool to fail. We had to rebuild the pool. And thanks to Partner Co., we didn't have to turn away our guests that are coming in January to spend the rest of the season with us. We're able to reopen the pool and celebrate and include new lights in the pool. So I'm not saying this to impress you, but more to impress upon you. We're running a small hotel. If we weren't able to do all those modifications and improve the hotel, we would have probably had to shut it down, especially the pool and the pergola. Those were 2 areas of danger that needed to be addressed to. Wow. So I'm going to thank you, Partner Co, that we're able to save our business. And then I get the email that says I've qualified to go to Punta Cana, a 5-star, beautiful diamond resort in Dominican Republic. They paid for everything, the welcome party, the dinner party, all the dinners were included, the drinks, the zip lining. Oh my God, my heart was in my throat when I did that one. There was 178 of us at this event. Half of us, I'm sure, had only been in the company less than a year. So here we are, so many of us celebrating success with this company. And again, remember, guys, just a few months prior, I was dead broke and I was very unhealthy. So thank you to this company. It has completely changed my life. Just a quick snapshot of my transition in 13 days. A lot of inflammation disappeared, mobility back. I'm smiling again, so happy. And when I saw this picture, I was at Kingfisher actually just a couple of weeks ago, beautiful spa in Vancouver Island. And that's what I look like on the left. And I go, who is that fat girl? And how did she get in my computer? My transition actually took only 90 days. I went from size 18 to size 8 in 90 days. And I've held it off. I celebrate. I feel so comfortable in my body. I've got my sexy back, and I'm really excited about having a new lease on life, so to speak. I owe it to these guys, Darren Zobrist and John Wadsworth. They are the owners of our companies, one a very highly successful businessman, the other a very highly successful network marketer. And they were able to bring several products through several companies, stellar products created by doctors, backed by science, all clean ingredients, bring them all together under the umbrella called Partner Co, because we are just simply better together. It is a community that I've never experienced in my 25 years. It is a hug fest. So if you like hugging, this is a great home for you. But I do want to address right now something that's going on. We have a problem that our grandparents did not ever see. There's systematic poisoning in the foods we eat, the water we drink, the air, the chemtrails. the things that we put on our skin. 90% of the diseases that are existing today did not exist 90 years ago. 90% of the foods that are existent today did not exist 90 years ago. So that's got to tell you something is going on that is getting us sick. And add to this the extreme amount of sugar in all our food products, that most of what we eat today is not even food anymore, but food-like products. Most products you pick up on the center aisle is sugar, sugar, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, sugar, high fructose corn syrup, or sugar derivatives, right? Things that are not good for our bodies. And all of this lends to hormonal imbalance. The leptin, insulin, ghrelin, and cortisol, just few of the hormones that influence our appetite, metabolism, and fat distribution. Here we have the symptoms of hormonal imbalance, and I had no clue 17 months ago why I was like I was, with the mood swings, the low libido, no, Mike, I'm not interested, thank you, the headaches, the night sweats, the food cravings, especially for sugar and for carbohydrates, hot flashes, acne, insomnia, restless sleeping, the fatigue during the mid-afternoon, the weight gain. I want you to put in the chat, even if you're brand partners, before you started the drops, how many of these symptoms did you have? If you put 1 to 3, put 3, 5 to 7, put 7, 7 to 10, please put 10. Put that in the chat, please. It's always very interesting, and a lot of people respond back that they had 10. We have the most amazing products brought together from these 5 companies. Again, stellar products with a lot of science backing them up. All of these products sitting inside multi-billion-dollar industries, including the athletic performance industry, the multi-billion-dollar, or rather the anti-aging industry, the beauty industry, the health industry. And we owe it to these experts. We have some amazing scientists behind the team, led by Dr. Ray Strand, Dr. Joshua Plant. Together, they do over 215 published clinical studies. You can go to pubmed.gov and see many of the studies, 1,040 annual quality tests. We have the Wellness Council, many doctors, wellness, nutritionals sitting on the council for us. Our special guest, Rhys Antley, his wife, sits on the Wellness Council. We've got Kristen White. She's a professional athlete. She sits in our athletic council, as well as several other athletes, Brett West. We have the leading scientific team. What got me excited is my little office in Manzanillo. I could actually communicate with the world. Fortunately, I paid my Wi-Fi bill that month and be able to send out information about these amazing products to Canada, US, and Mexico through our very proven system of growth. As you can, in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we can train you on our system. It's a simple system. It works every time. And imagine that someone sees your Facebook post in Italy. Can I get these drops? You click on the Italian flag in your back office. Indeed, you can. You're able to send them a link. The European office fulfills the order. And next Friday, you get paid. It's completely transparent. No additional licenses for you to purchase. No business tax license numbers. According to these global markets, you have an ability to build 50 global markets. If you want to wake up in the morning and see in your back office that somebody in Europe purchased product from you, I want you to put me in the chat right now. I'm just going to go through some of my favorite products. The Skincerity is a product. It's the only world's breathable skincare mask, breathable skincare mask that is intended by a team of dermatologists in 2005 to help people with problem skin. There's Marlene's beautiful legs. Well, before Skincerity, she struggled with eczema, scratching, not sleeping at night. After just a few 3 weeks of treating herself with Skincerity, she was able to manage her situation, adult acne, stretch marks, signs of aging, rosacea, surgery scars. This product needs to be in your first aid cabinet for insect bites, sunburns, etc., as well as in your beauty cabinet. It's a great product. I heard Brett West talk about the Tahitian noni. This was the 3rd product I bought. The first one being the drops. You'll hear about the second in a moment. This is the most efficacious super fruit in the world. The best noni fruit comes out of the Tahitian Islands with the volcanic growing conditions. This is basically your army of soldiers completely protecting your body. When I travel, that noni travels with me, because when I'm on airplanes, I don't want other people's germs, and I feel completely 100% protected. Just imagine going up and down the stairs, in and out of your car, your truck, the airplane, with joint health and improved mobility. Isn't that worth the price of tea alone? We have the Nutrifi line. The probiotics was created by Dr. Alberto Pena. He's one of the world's leading gastrointestinal doctors. He's out of my area, Mexico City. He's the guy that's on stage, and the other doctors are sitting in their chairs in the auditorium taking notes. Dr. Pena is a very valued member of the medical community. He created the probiotics. It has 15 strains of pre and probiotics with billions of them inside this patented container that actually protects the product from heat conditions. We have our Omega Q for your brain, for your heart. Amplify, that is there, or rather Rejuvenec in Canada and the US, for energy and for your brain. Optimal M for minerals, Optimal V for vitamins. This is a great pair that's going to look after your eyes, your lungs, your muscles, your bones. Imagine taking a vitamin for your lungs, right? But we depend on our lungs every single moment. Very important to look after them. Banali is a bestseller in France as well as in China. People originally take it for the tightness of the skin for when we lose weight from the drops, but many have discovered with the premium grapeseed extract as well as the high content of vitamin C that it's helping them greatly during flu season as well as for allergy season as well. Now, MOA, you see on the right, is the second product that I purchased. And the reason being, I actually had a phone call with our special guest, Rhys Antley, and I told him that I had owies in my fingers and toes and plantar fasciitis in my heels. And he said, you got to get some MOA. Your first paycheck, Ricia, you got to get the MOA. I cannot live without this product. In 3 weeks, I noticed that I'm in complete comfort. One more time, I have zero difficulty walking. It's amazing. I have zero difficulty clenching the fish at fist. These are 36 superfoods, liquid nutrition, with some very expensive products from exotic locations, all put into a pouch. You drink it. I like to have it cold, and it's amazing what it does for pain and inflammation. This lady here had a surgery that went south on her. In just a few days of using the MOA, she's back to beautiful feet again. It is an amazing product, and I wouldn't go without it. Now, when we talk about our drops, I'm going to introduce to you a low glycemic eating program that's good for you anyway, right? But every now and then you're going to crave that Italian lasagna or Uncle Harry's birthday party. Sugar Stop is actually a sugar and carb blocker that will block a good part of the sugars and sugars created by carbs from entering your bloodstream. It's fabulous. It tastes like mango. It's a powder. You mix it into a drink, and it's definitely on my travels with me because there's a lot of good food in this city of Winnipeg. The Advantage, again, if you love Advantage, put I love it in the chat. This is such a great product. You know where you have that visceral fat on your waist and your hips and you just can't seem to get rid of those love handles? This is the product for you. It actually burns calorie 10 times more. It increases your metabolism. You're going to get leaner faster. It actually activates the fat burning cells in your brown adipose tissue. It's an amazing product. Pure Nourish is my breakfast. That is 18 grams of pea protein loaded with probiotic, prebiotic. Is a fabulous meal replacement. In fact, it has so much nutrition. If all the food should disappear tomorrow, add clean water and you've got yourself fabulous nutrition. I love the taste of chocolate. So the Power Boost, in Mexico, we call it cocoa. I add that into my shake. I also add the cocoa into my coffee, and it's filled with minerals and nutrients. And the Giving Greens has the efficacious kale, spinach, parsley, acai, and cinnamon. It tastes awesome for a green drink. And now our Renew. I love Renew. Fountain of Youth in a Box, I've named it. Renew actually helps combat the natural aging process to promote youth and vitality. It's a sachet. It tastes fabulous. Kiwi and pomegranate, I believe. You drink it before you go to bed. For most of us, some people like to have it in the afternoon, and it puts you into that deep REM sleep. It teaches the body to open its pathways to HGH, human growth hormone. As we know, as we approach 30, our hormones are raging to produce the family and all that, then it starts to go on the decline. When you get to be my age, it's on the rapid decline. So if you want a great body composition and improved bone mineral density, increase lean body mass and lower your bad cholesterol and have better heart health and an increased libido, and a great sleep, this is the product. It marries so well with the drops because it also helps to reduce your cortisol levels. Max 2O is in my water bottle as we speak. we don't drink enough water, and drinking water is an integral part, a very important part of your losing weight program. It's a very important part of staying hydrated. In fact, I've seen people collapse because they're not hydrated enough. And sometimes drinking too much water can wash away your electrolytes. H2O, max 2O rather, is three ingredients: potassium, magnesium, and sodium. And it actually replenishes your electrolytes to restore balance. Has a great flavor, mango as well. It's so awesome. Optimizes your body's hydration, and it supports healthy muscle and nerve function. And for those brand partners on the call, you put that with Elite and it tastes amazing. It's a beautiful cocktail. Everglow just recently released, and we've already got great results from people using this product only 3 and 4 weeks. It is our beauty collagen. It is a marine collagen. There's no shellfish. It replaces or replenishes the hydration. We know that age and UV damage is going to make us old. This is the product to help rebuild that collagen very quickly, rejuvenates your skin, hair, and nails. I love it. It tastes great, and it's like fresh peaches right off the tree, says my friend Cheryl. Now let's get serious, guys. In the entire world, Mexico, Canada, and USA are the highest in population statistics for obesity and overweight. Those two things alone introduce all kinds of diseases: diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, fibromyalgia, thyroid disorders, and so on. We need something to help us. Because again, we talked about the packaged foods, we talked about the addictions to sugar. We need something to help us. Let me introduce to you the Slenderies Day and Night Drops. Now, I just want to make something clear here. There are 3 drops formulas in the world produced by Partner Co. I happen to take the pre-meal night drops that is made in Mexico. The day and night drops that is available in Canada is also available in Europe. And the United States has the Slenderies Accelerate drops. They are 3 different formulas according to government allowances, regulations, but all of them achieve the very, very same results. We have people on the call with us tonight that have had amazing results from the USA formula, myself from the Mexico formula, and many Canadians on the call from the day and night formulas. So I just want to make that very clear, because you will lose twice the amount of weight as diet alone. These are products that are created by doctors, backed by science. They're natural, safe, and effective, stimulant and hormone-free. And what they'll do for you will help with balancing your hormones, rapid weight loss, control your appetite, stop the sugar cravings. I'm so grateful I'm off sugar. Help with migraines, better sleep, improved libido, more energy. Many people claim to have improved digestion and go to the bathroom easier, control mood swings, brain fog lifts, improves your immune system, reduces inflammation, and so much more. I host these calls twice a week for the last 16 months or so, and the stories that I hear from my testimonials blow me away. So get ready for some great testimonials coming your way. But first, I want to share with you, this is my 535th day without sugar. I was recently on holidays in the state of Guerrero. It's called 1,000 Waterfalls, and we actually hiked upriver, up several waterfalls to get to that view of the mother. I was scared. I was so scared until I did my first. And my first was only about a 10-foot fall. And then I got closer, and then we started to do 14-foot climbs. The fat lady that you saw several slides ago never would have made this trip. So this is a lot more than just losing some weight, guys. This is about whole new life experiences that you normally wouldn't allow yourself to have. We have sold well over 1 million bottles in the last 14 years, many satisfied customers, and to have the optimum results, you want to include the low glycemic approved food list. We don't go hungry. Bottom line, the team prepared this beautiful buffet when I was at one of my tours recently. All of the food on this plan were included in our food list. So I just love this program. And also, too, let's put it, it's not a fad or a diet, it's a lifestyle. Throw in your exercise, drink your water, ideally with the Max 2O, because the water tastes great, and watch the results, the transformation that will happen for you in 28 days. I do want to say this, give the product 90 days to do the true work. It takes 90 days to get your body fully back into balance. We didn't get into this kind of trouble in 30 days or 40 days or 50 days. So let's give it 90 days to give the product a true test. Katie went through a 30-day transition. James Leponsi, the guy on the right, looks like the younger brother of the dude on the left. Yes, men, you do have hormones too. Sharon Smith, from a double X to a size 4. Also, she was so emotional before, and now she's calm. She's far more joyous. Dr. Crystal lost an entire person, 162 pounds. That was several years ago, and she still looks dynamic like the lady on the right. Dale Rumming, there's just one story after another. Athletes have far better performance. Tammy, the lady on the left, doesn't look like she needed to lose some weight, but she decided, I'm going to try the drops. She feels so good. She's so trim now. She's 58 years old, and she's turned into quite the little athlete, that girl. Julie Parks transitioned from being very, very sick to being very healthy, also highly successful with our company, mother of 5. Sheila Pelletier had undergone radiation and chemo, was very sick, lost her joie de vivre, and she said goodbye to 25 pounds and regained her joy for life again. Wendy, she's right here with me today in Winnipeg. She's down from August 22nd, 175 till today. We just took that recent picture on a sunny day here in Winnipeg, 149 pounds. So you don't have to wait forever for the transition to happen. It is just a miracle how everyone is feeling so darn good. Chris Bailey had Lyme disease, had trouble finding any assistance. They kept giving him antibiotics, which wasn't helping him. He is now experiencing an amazing, healthy life, and he needs to get that jacket tailored. Bo claims about having better, thicker, and stronger hair, stronger nails, silkier skin. Again, it's a lot more than 20 pounds. Selena Kirby, her A1Cs for diabetes came way down. Her blood pressure numbers came down. She looks like she's 30 years younger. She lost a whole bunch of weight. Anne and Chad together lost 125 pounds. Chad is off of 12 medications. Leanne was going through hair loss. She's a hairdresser. That's not a good thing when you're losing your hair and they want to put her on HRT, but instead she found the drops. She had all kinds of different positive results, including losing weight and just overall feeling so much better. Jerry Wyndham not only lost 12 pounds, but also he has no more acid reflux and no more trembles as well. Sherry Brookbank suffered from fibromyalgia and all kinds of other things that were making her not well. She's lost 40 pounds and is so much better. Colleen, my buddy out in Nebraska, this transition happened for her in 8 months. Wow. Wow. You know, it just happens. Gwen, 2 months, no more foot fungus that she carried around with her for 30 years. Penny was very, very sick, the girl on the left, from colon cancers. 2 months, she's back in the garden planting. We are changing people's lives. My beautiful Barbara McCubbin, she's 68 years old and she just looks absolutely amazing. When you go to our conferences, the whole crowd looks so much younger than they are. We're all aging backwards. Tiger got very sick with COVID, was dependent on oxygen. After the drops, he's now back bench pressing, no longer on the oxygen. Again, I don't want to say we cure or heal, but it's just magic how so many people are feeling so darn good after our drops program. Charlene had a bad fall, lived at a lakeside home, and her son said, I'm going to take you into town, put you in a home. And she says, over my dead body, you're going to have to drag me out of here after 2 weeks on the drops. You can see her after picture, and on the right, she's at Aqua Fitness taking a picture for me. 78 years old. Jane Storch, 77 years old. She couldn't clasp her hands, the lady on the left. She said no to me 8 times, and I'm dyslexic. I thought she said on, so I kept calling her. The lady on the right, she says, Ricia, I got to leave your meeting because I'm going to buy a kayak and I don't want the guy to sell it to anybody else. Jane has transformed her life. She is no longer 78 years old. She is like 35 again. People are having life again. Nancy, oh my God, autoimmune disorder, so many problems, open lesions, very sick, got overweight. The drugs just made her big. And now she's so healthy. The doctor recently said after the last labs that he says, I don't need to treat you anymore. I think you're just fine. Her husband lost his basketball. He's just a spirit of energy. Friend of mine, James Scott, out of Qualicum, 70 pounds down. He used to shake real bad from early onset of Parkinson's. No longer shakes, no more leg brace after having it for decades. And that's the more that he claims has helped him the most. Here's my husband, Mike. He's down 30 pounds, no more acid reflux, no more shakes, and no more sugar in his coffee. And Mike has like 4 cups of coffee a day. I'm telling you, that's a lot of sugar. Wow. I want to get to our live testimonials. And again, every person that you just met in these slides are people that I've had on my call. I know their story. I know them. I've seen them at the conferences. I hug them with friends of mine. These are real people, real stories, real results. I want to bring forward my dear friend Chrys Neville out of Vancouver Island in Nanaimo, British Columbia. And without further ado, I'm going to bring her forward so she can share her story.
Hi, thanks, Ricia. I really appreciate you having me on tonight.
Hi, Chrys. How did you learn about the drops?
Oh, a year ago, just about a year ago, 2 months, I was feeling really crappy. I have always been healthy. And all of a sudden, maybe when I was about 57, I'm 61 now, my body started to change and I was hurting. It was the menopause stuff, right? I was exhausted. I didn't feel great. Everything hurt. And I was coming home from work and falling asleep about 7 o'clock. And I thought, is this what my retirement's going to look like? Like this is not what I have planned for my life. And a friend posted on Facebook about the drops. And I gave her a call. I said, hey, Shauna, tell me a bit more about these drops. I'm not so concerned about weight loss, although I needed that. I just want my energy back. And I started on the drops last July. And within a week, my energy was back. Within a couple of weeks, my pain was disappearing. I could get up in the middle of the night and not kind of limp to the washroom. I was sleeping 7 or 8 hours a night. My brain fog that I didn't even realize I had was gone. I was going, oh my God, I can do like 3 things at the same time. And over about 3 months, I lost over 45 pounds. In fact, I started at 196, 197, and today I weigh 145 pounds. I have more energy than I did for the last 15 years. I'm loving life. I'm going to be skiing again this week or this winter. I'm so excited. I jump on the trampoline with my grandson. I do flips. I'm not worried about hurting myself. Like I just feel great. I love this company. I love the products. And I'm so grateful. I took the chance and said, hey, Shauna, tell me more about these drops.
Chrys, you don't look like you're about to be 61. I think you're aging backwards.
I am. I feel 20 years younger, like really and truly. I love it. I love
Can you
it.
imagine that a year ago someone said you'd be hopping around on the trampoline with your grandson?
No, I wouldn't get on the trampoline with them because first of all, I hurt too much. And second, I thought I'm going to break something if I'm up there. And that is so unlike me, right? So
Wow.
I am grateful every day. And I just love helping other people and seeing their transformations and seeing them get excited about life again as well.
Exactly.
So,
And that's what it is. Like I mentioned earlier, we're having experiences that we wouldn't have had
yeah.
it not been for the drops to help us. Thank you so much, Chrys Neville. Love you to bits.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, great story. I just love it. And you know what? This is also about the bubble that we live in, right? Her grandson, he has memories of grandma or granny, however you call it, Chrys. But granny jumping on the trampoline with him, she's creating memories, right? And that's what this is all about, is being able to influence so many other people in our world because we feel good. Let's move on to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I've got my dear friend Pat Little. I've known Pat for a long, long time. And Pat said no to me about 9 times too. And I guess I just didn't take no for an answer. But look at the difference. Look at the
How come
difference.
that is in your computer? There's a little fat lady in your computer.
Who's that fat lady and how'd she get inside my computer, right?
Exactly. I never believed I was that big because
Yeah, I know.
I've never been heavy. I've never died in my life. And I got to 70, I'm 76 now, and all of a sudden I exploded. And and I'm not used to, I don't like carrying that weight. I don't like feeling that way. It's just, I'm not comfortable. It's not being vain. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you live in Mexico now. You've got your dog and you're out walking. When I was there with you, you were super, super agile and mobile, and you got 3 flights of stairs to climb. Tell us about your new life since you've been on the drops, Pat.
Well, how many days you got? No, I I wrote a bunch of notes down and stuff, but I'm not even gonna look at them now. I'm like Ricia and I've known each other for I don't know how many years. We both lived in Parksville. That's how we met. Long time ago. I don't even know me. But anyway, when I seen her post, that's what got me interested in saying, okay, what's she up to? Because I knew what she was up to was going to be a good thing. So I needed to know about it. Because I was with a company prior and very great products, but they changed the comp plan and I'm not making any money anymore. And I don't like that. I was with them for 12 years and that's not good. And I'm a breast cancer survivor. I had breast cancer years ago and I ended up in a very, very low part of my life because when you're in real estate, uh, if you're not selling, you're not making any money and they got no sick pay. And so I ended up in a very low part of my life in that time because eventually I ran out of money. And I was renting a place in the West End in Vancouver. And I had 2 beautiful Cocker Spaniels. And I ran out of money, so I couldn't pay my rent. So they evicted me, but of course they wanted to get rid of me anyway, because that's when Vancouver went right through the roof with prices. And they knew they could get about $500, $600, $700 more rent than I was paying. So I was evicted because I couldn't pay my rent. So I thought, okay, now what do I do? Prices have went through the ceiling. I've got 2 dogs. Nobody wants dogs. Okay, now what do I do? So I thought, okay. So at that time, I had a 2006 Toyota Matrix hatchback. And friends were saying to me, you need to rehome your dogs and you need to go into a shelter for a while. And I thought, rehome my dogs? You're out of your mind. I went hysterical on one friend because I thought, you're not my friend. You know what my dogs mean to me. They're my family. It's like throwing your kid out the window. No, I was so upset. I couldn't believe she said that to me. So I'm going to start crying. So anyway, I thought, I'm not doing this and I'm not going to no damn shelter either. So I thought, okay, I've got a 2006 Toyota Matrix hatchback. Okay, so I borrowed a foamy from somebody, threw it in the back of the car, put the seats down, put it back, put towels on my windows for curtains, and that's where me and my dog slept. And I thought, okay, this is another little journey. I don't know how long I was there. It was a dark time of my life, and my daughter was worried to death about me, but I went to stay at her place for a bit, but then she got notice that I was in there with the dog, she'd get evicted. And I said, well, we don't need a mother and daughter duo out here in the street.
You're
So
not
I
all
thought,
going to fit in the car.
no, I need to get another car. So I thought, okay, we're not doing this. So I just go into her place and shower in the morning and eat and go back in the car with the dogs. Of course, I think what's got me through life is my humor, because sometimes it's a little bit sick. But anyway, I had a 2006 Toyota Matrix Drive. And I said, it depends what street I am, what my postal code is.
Okay, let's get on to the drops. We do have a special guest speaker, Pat.
One story, honey.
Wait the story here.
That's the breast cancer. So that's part of my health. The other part of my health, about 4 years ago, I was down here in Mexico and I ended up with this horrible pain in my back. And I thought, well, this is silly. And it got worse and worse and worse and worse. So anyway, I didn't know what to do. So I was getting ready to go home back to Vancouver. I couldn't even stand up straight. The pain in my back was so bad. And I had my captain at that time, so I had to get into the airport too. So anyway, I got back to Vancouver and Jennifer, my daughter, took me to UBC emergency. So the doctor was great after we waited 8 hours to see him. But the only thing they didn't have there was an MRI machine. So he shipped me over to Vancouver General Hospital. That's where the spinal cord team is. So I talked to this Dr. Fisher. He referred me to go and get cortisone shots at UBC Hospital. And I didn't like that because I don't like chemicals in my body. I'm a natural health person. I don't like that stuff. But when you're in serious pain and you can't even stand up straight, you don't care what they do to you. So I did that for about 6 different sessions. I don't feel it really did a thing for me. So I am so grateful now that I seen your post and chatted with you, Ricia, about the products, about the company, about the comp plan, because the drops I've lost over 25 pounds now. And also the MOA, that is my saving grace, that MOA. I just love MOA. That It's helped my back immensely. I love it, love it, love it. So that's the big thing what else am I gonna say? So no, I like all the products. So my mission in life now is I really, really want to help other people with their issues. So my purpose is to promote Partner Co up all over the place, because people need help with their health and they also need help with their financial well-being. I know my health went to hell and my financial well-being, I was in a car homeless. So I can relate to a lot of people to help them. And I think we really need to tell our stories, to share with people, to help people, because sometimes people feel all alone.
Yes, exactly. And that's why we have a wonderful community. Pat, I need to move on. I
Go
want to
ahead,
say
hon.
thank you so very much. I promise I will come to Puerto Vallarta. I'll come there soon. I'm not sure when, but I will come there, and we'll definitely get together with your friends and do some drop talks.
You bet.
So thank you so very much, and God bless you. And I'm so grateful that your life has turned around, and the drops have helped you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Wow, another amazing story. Just when you think your life is rough, you need to replay this video and hear Pat's story one more time. Layla, if you don't mind putting in the chat my YouTube channel so that people can come back and have a listen to this fabulous video. So it's time to make a decision and set yourself up for victory. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. You've heard about the drops. You've heard about the power of them. You've heard about our other products. You've heard about our MOA. So how do you get them? That's the number one question. The drops in Canada retail for $236 US, $176. We love our retail customers, but you know what, folks? I'm from Winnipeg and nobody in Winnipeg pays retail. Why not become a brand partner in the United States? It's $29.95 one-time lifetime membership. In Canada, it's $37.95 because we like to pay more up here, plus a little bit of tax, and you get everything. And let's face it, we wear our hearts on our sleeves. Someone says, "You look so great. What are you doing?" You say the drops, and next thing you know, they want a box. So why not receive those commission checks, as Partner Co wants to send them to you every Friday? So I want to bring you here to a cold, harsh fact. There's a lot of people that are very dependent on their joints, their digits, their wrists, their fingers, their thumbs to be able to do their jobs, whether they're self-employed or employed. What would happen? How would you manage if you broke your elbow, twisted a thumb? My husband, as a carpenter, cut off a finger in the table saw. Yes, it happens. How would you manage with all these fires that happened over the summer, that you were evacuated, or worse yet, your house burnt down? How would you manage if your child, your grandchild, your elder parents were sick and needed you for weeks? How would you happen if you were a tour operator and the government said no one allowed in the backcountry? There went your business for the season. Or what if the road crews came along and dug up your street where your business is or where you work? How would you manage? How would you manage if that top money earner in your household was to leave you all too early? Would you be ready for that? Factor in 2 or 3 years of grieving. You don't want to worry about financial problems. I want to impress upon you that having a plan B is no longer a nicety. It is a necessity. We need to have that contingency plan, and I'm introducing to you the best plan that you could ever see in your life. It all depends on your desire, your passion, your willingness to do it. And you know, you've got a great team because you're not in it by yourself. You're in it with a whole team that's going to help you. So let's talk about a time in life that we have social media. You can very easily turn your drops into profits. First of all, as a brand partner, you're going to enjoy 30% off in retail profits, which is a great price point. United States is a 4-pack, $371, sell the other 3, make a profit of $222 and keep your box for free. That's a good deal. In Canada, the 4-pack is $500. Again, you're going to profit well over $200. Keep yours for free and sell the 3. And we teach you that in our very simple system of growth. Imagine, who here would like to wake up in the morning and find out you just got a paycheck from somebody buying your product in Australia or Europe? Put me money in the chat right now if you're that person. Well, I get paid in several different countries, and I'm really excited to see those checks come in. We have a very, very simple system with our testimonials, our system of growth, and that is why thousands and thousands of people are marching across the stage every time we have an event. We have all the answers to all the questions. It's simply copy and paste, plug and play. Here's an example of one of the posts. Rick and Crystal were on my call not too long ago. Together, they lost 210 pounds. That post brought in well over 60 comments when people saw that picture. Ideally is for you to promote 30 boxes over 30 days so you can gain profits of 2106. And this is what we call top pay ultimate. So for any brand partner that did achieve ultimate in their first 30 days, please put in the chat, me ultimate, because I want the guests to see how very doable this is. You're looking at making profits anywhere from $2,100 to $2,700. What you'd like to do to become a brand partner is to first activate your position with 200 points so you're set up to receive commissions. You can become a brand partner and just call it a wholesale customer and get your 30%. That's cool too. But most of us do want to have that plan B. Again, let me reiterate, the 4-pack in Canada is a 208 that will qualify you. The 4-pack in the US would definitely qualify you as well. I encourage you to put the Renew into your shopping cart. It marries up so well with the drops, especially to lower cortisol and anxiety levels. We have different packs in Canada. I've mentioned most of these programs. We can go over them with the person that invited you on the call. And there's different point levels. They're all sample packs here, so you can enjoy them and talk to your accountant about what kind of associated write-offs that you get with your network marketing home-based business. The 3x10 packs is the best option. You're looking at profits of over $2,100. And again, too, it puts you at ultimate. You get the monkey off your back, get out of the gate, and you qualify for top pay for the rest of your career with the company. United States, we have some great packages put together. Whenever you buy a package, you're always going to get extra value, often free product. It just makes sense. Lots of inventory there. And in the US, you can get a 10-pack at $8.79. That makes a unit cost of $88. But I recommend the ultimate pack, which brings your unit cost down to $77, with profits of $2,700 for the US people on the call with us tonight. We are named the #1 most lucrative compensation plan. It's being proven. I'm just going to quickly go through some of these slides and the ways that we make money. So in order to keep your commission earning status as well as your discount 30% status, you would like to sell or buy 100 points of product, which is roughly about 200 Canadian dollars every month. There's so many great products for you to experience. And again, you're going to get the retail profits of 30%. Now, Mary's going to come along and say, Ricia, I don't want to buy retail. I'm from Winnipeg too. I don't buy retail. I want wholesale. So let's say she buys 1,000 points of products and you're activated with the 4-pack, you would make $150 or 15%. But if you're ultimate, you would make double that, 30%. You have 4 weeks to achieve ultimate, so you can get also rewarded with the gold status, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. The gold status basically gives you matching bonus on base commissions. So the compensation plan is very thorough. I'm not going to go through all the detail, but just know that it's highly generous. And that's why we have people who are in their 70s dancing across the stage, celebrating all the many checks that they've just received. So again, the top pay choice would be 3x10 packs in Canada or 30-pack in the United States. The base commissions is basically getting paid on commission 15% on all your lines combined except the largest one. And that's on all the activity that happens in your business every single week. When you have over 15%, or rather $250 in any given week, you get an extra 15% that goes towards savings bonus. You have a little ticker in your back office that shows your progress of making your savings bonus. Over 28 families were celebrating the savings bonus participation. There's me in the middle. REESE Antleys, who's coming up very soon, was also on that stage with me. Last year at our conference, there was 10 people on stage. We are creating some crazy, crazy momentum. It got deposited for our Canadian viewers tonight at 14,000 Canadian. And I'm going to Africa on a safari. Lots of room on the bus left if anyone wants to join me. I'd like you to put in the chat, what would you do if 10K US landed in your account tomorrow? What would you do? Take the dreamer's, put the dreamer's hat on and write it in the chat. So the power of matching bonus is very, very strong. The more brand partners you introduce to the program, the more generations of families that you create, Matching bonus checks can be equivalent to people's mortgage payments. It's amazing what happens. And lastly, we get paid in lifestyle resort rewards every time you purchase your monthly participation. When you rank up the ladder, when you sponsor new customers or brand partners, you get paid lifestyle credits and you cash them in. Tahiti trip, REESE was on this trip. Then we also have the Bahamas trip, Punta Cana. Also, REESE, he's in the back office or back row there with the black hat. We were all recently in Punta Cana, and then there was the Bali trip as well. Pinch me because now we're going to Maui. Wow, it's just so amazing. Have all these beautiful 5-star diamond vacations, and the company pays for everything. It's just so cool. And now, without further ado, I want to bring up this superstar. I just love this man and his wife so much. His name is Chrys Neville. He ranks as president. He's power ranking position at number 9 in the world, number 8 in North America. And he is number 6 in the United States, number 2 in his state of Florida. And before I bring him on, I want you to see that man in the middle was addicted to Oreo cookies and Dr. Pepper. And here he is celebrating down 65 pounds and just looking great and having a massive success in his business. Chrys Neville, thank you so much for being on our call tonight.
Glad to be back. It's been a while. So I love this call. Absolutely love this call. Hope I'm coming in clear because sometimes I don't have great connection here where
You're
I'm
in the
at. But
dark. Where are you? In
I
your backyard?
I kind of you showed that house that burnt down. That was us almost a year ago. Tomorrow it'll be a year ago that we lost our
Wow.
house to a fire. And so we're in this apartment complex, and I just got home from an event, and Ashley and Sophie Kate are in the bed asleep, so I didn't want to bust in the house on the phone and wake them up, so I came down here downstairs. But it's just yeah, it's absolutely been amazing, as you said. I mean, just talking about the fire piece, it just kind of brings back that I'll never forget. During about 5 weeks, I totally unplugged from this business. I mean, I couldn't do anything, and I did that at my job as well because I have a full-time job, or I don't really have a full-time job anymore, but I did at the time, and I'll explain that in a second. But um, I had to take PTO. I had to burn PTO that I would have liked to use for vacation, but I had to burn PTO just to get paid. At Partner Co., I didn't have to burn PTO. My checks actually went up every single week that we didn't even work. And that's just it's just a testament to what this business is. But I'm guessing you want me to kind of start with just our journey and where we started, where we came from. Of course, Ricia, showed the picture there, the graphics that showed where we are in the world and all that. And it's something I never thought. Sometimes I kind of feel like an imposter on that, but you know. I have to say it's not just me, it's my wife Ashley. She is the one that started this because when she brought these drops into our house, when you saw that picture of me, I was 300 pounds. I had done keto, I had done paleo. Risha's making fun of my Oreo cookies because, I would get mad at my kids when they would eat the Oreos because I would have to have those every night before I went to bed. It was milk and cookies every single night from the time I've been a kid till now. I was drinking 5, 6 Pepsis a day. I'd done keto, I'd done paleo, I'd done Atkins, all these no carb diets, low glycemic diets, and things like that. But what would end up happening with me, I was so addicted to sugar, Risha, that when I would go through these 2 or 3 weeks down the road, the last time I did it, Ashley looked at me one day and said, "Hey, I don't care if you're fat anymore or not. Whatever you have to do, go eat a Snickers or whatever you have to do. But I cannot deal with your grumpiness anymore because I was in sugar withdrawals because sugar is a powerful drug, and I've been addicted to it all my life, and I've never been able to shake that. And so I would end up eating sugar again. The weight would come back on, and more would come back on. So when Ashley brought these into my life, she said, "Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do here in the States, we call them skinny drops. You call them body balancing drops in Canada, of course, but because that's what they are. They are body balancing drops, just a side effect of weight loss if you need that." And so when she brought these in, she said, "I'm going to do these drops and I'm going to do this business." And I said, "You're going to be a snake oil salesman?" Again, I was a skeptic. I'm like, and so I made fun of her for about an hour of her new business. And I told her, "Hey, listen, just don't spend too much money whatever, get your discount, do whatever you got to do. Just don't spend too much money. And she looked at me and she said, I've already made my money back. And I'm like, whatever. I didn't believe her. And I started taking the drops just to smooth things over and to actually show Ashley that these aren't going to work. These are snake oil. And I ended up losing 65 pounds. And it was
Wow.
because the sugar withdrawals went away. It's I was able to, I didn't, the food noise. I was able to not go to the refrigerator to get a Pepsi. I was 5 or 6 Pepsis a day at the time. I was able to fight, not have to fight to go to the refrigerator. That about a week and a half in taking the drops, I went to bed one night and I was going to sleep and I thought, oh, I didn't have my cookies and milk. And before that would have been like, there's no way I would have been able to sleep without it. And I didn't even think about it. So that's when the drops I knew were working. But the bit again, I was skeptical on the business side too. And I'll share also, Ashley only needed to lose about 10 pounds. And she ended up losing 15 pounds in her first month, but she never stopped taking the drops. She's been taking them for 2.5 years. And she does it because the way they make her feel. She's off her anti-anxiety medications. She has zero night sweats, which is huge because it was an every night thing with her. Hot flashes, mood, everything is different. I mean, the kids joke around like, "Mom, did you have your drops today?" If she gets cranky. But everybody knows that there's so much power in those. But on the business side, it was the same thing. 3, 4 weeks in, my wife goes and buys a guitar for me, and we both. I've been an executive in a food company, um, large food company for the last 16 years. Never thought I was going to be able to retire. Looking at my retirement, knowing that I'm putting money away, but there's no way I would ever be able to. It was basically I had 2 years worth of money by the time I got done. If I would have retired at 65, I was going to be able to live till I was 67. And I'm gonna be like, okay, nothing, not knocking Walmart greeters or anything like that, but I was probably gonna be a Walmart greeter if I made it to 90 years old. But this has changed our lives. When she bought me that guitar, I was like, we cannot afford this guitar. And my wife looked at me and said, I got paid from Partner Co. this week. I can buy what I want to buy. And I'm like, what could it be? And she showed me what she was making and I was blown away. And I'm like, okay, there's something fishy here. Something's not right. And so I was like, there's no way you can make this kind of money. It can be sustainable. Well, that's when I met Todd Rowland, and Todd came over, showed me the compensation plan. I'm a business guy. I'm an analytical guy. I dug in trying to find every snag, everything that would catch her, and she would be out on it, and I couldn't. And so I said, I'm going to do this with you, and I started doing it. Yeah, halfway. And then I met John Wadsworth, one of the founders, and his wife, Amy. And when I talked to them and I got to know their heart and got to hear their passion and their heart for this business and helping other people, is when I was like, okay, I'm in because this company is going to be around for 100 years. They are building this company different than anything else out there. And it is proving over and over again in momentum rankings, in compensation plan rankings, how powerful it is. And I'm now retiring from my job. So I wasn't going to be able to retire at 65, and I'm retiring at 45. Matter of fact, probably November 1st, I will be down to a truly only remotely 10 hours a week helping them do payroll and then phase out into not having a corporate job anymore at the end of the year. So next year I will be full time and actually able to do a ministry thing that's been put on my heart for a long time that I just could never afford to do. And Partner Co is going to afford us that opportunity now. We get to travel. We love to travel. The whole reason we started this business is because my wife wanted to go to Tahiti, and you showed that picture. We were in Tahiti, and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was a trip of a lifetime. And I just can't say much enough about how this company has changed our lives. How the people in this company, as you said, it's a hug fest. We love to hug each other. I mean, it is truly just something special that I've never experienced, and I've been in the corporate world for a very long time, and this does not exist anywhere else but Partner Co. Partner Co is changing lives, thousands of people's lives every single year. I mean, just on our team. I think Risha, if we would have never said yes, if Chris and Joni would have never said yes, you would have never known about the products. All that positivity that you just talked about, that would have never happened. Your friend, those that are on this call right now, that are on our team, that are on your team, they would have never experienced this. Just imagine if you said yes right now, the lives that could be changed. This company is set up that if you help others change their health and change their finances, yours will change. Guys, partner with us. We will be here. We're, we won't beg you, we won't pressure you because this thing's moving, but trust me, you want to be on this journey with us. And if nothing else, the family and friendships that are made, like I feel like Risha and I are, like we're family now. Like I mean, it's just amazing what this is. But anyways, that's my story, I guess.
Wow, that's such a great story, Reese. And thank you so much. I appreciate it's late there for you, so I won't keep you too much longer. I just want to say thank you to you and Ashley for all that you've done to build Canada. You've been up here many times. You didn't know anything about Canada and you didn't know anything about the industry. And Canada
Nope.
was a great bowl of fish back then, 17 months
Yep.
ago. We're all trying to get it figured out. And you were instrumental in making it work for us. And you've gone over and above as a mentor and as a coach and as a family member, like a big brother to help us through all this. And I just want to say thank you so very much. I've seen the love come in. Everybody, look at the love that we've got for Reese and Ashley. Thank you so very much for being on the call. And I'm just going to say, sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in Maui. No, I'll see
I
you in
see you
Park
in
City.
Maui.
I'll see you in Park City.
Yeah. And I don't know if you're going. I'll be in Ontario next week. So
Oh, I won't be. No, I've got to get
uh,
home. I haven't been home since Dallas. I've been on the road for almost 2 months here. I got to get to my husband or else he's going to forget what his wife looks like.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, yeah. So just
All
real
right.
quick, Park City,
Yep.
right? We'll see you in Park City. Just talk about
Be in
that a
Park
little bit.
City. Yeah, Park City. That's going to be absolutely the best event that we've ever had for leadership, and everybody is I mean, everybody can do this, but it is going to be a very small amount of people spending time with the owners and each other, strategizing, learning from each other. It is going to be an amazing event in January, so do not miss it. Do what you've got to do to get there.
And I think on the IPA call tomorrow morning at 7:15 Pacific, Todd will be, I think, keeping us on the same call to do some strategizing
Yep,
how
right after.
to
Yep, right
start
after that.
today to plan towards getting to CEO by December 3rd. Reese, thank you
Yep.
so very much. I'm going to wrap up this call and give my love to your
All
family,
right.
okay?
I will. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to wrap things up. I just love that guy. Such a beautiful family. And now, when you go to work tomorrow, when you go to that family barbecue on Saturday, everybody there is going to have those same symptoms as we all discussed earlier. It is up to us to reach out. You've heard from Pat, you've heard from Chrys, you've heard from Reese, and you've heard from me how my life has changed. All the brand partners on this call, how their lives have so greatly changed. We just need to reach out and let people know that this great product exists. We're in megatrend industries with Partner Co. selling over 1 million bottles of Slendery Drops in over 50 markets. We've sold over 172 million bottles of Noni. We've won award after award. It is just one of those companies with #2 momentum in the world that we want you on the bus and ride it with us. So in summary, if you're one and you want to buy the drops and you're prepared to buy retail, that's cool. Put #1 in the chat. We love our customers. But if you prefer to get a wholesale price on your product purchase, and you want to be a brand partner or just a wholesale customer, put #2 in the chat. And I'm looking for the #3s, the ones that want to get on this health and wealth train and ride it with us. Or do we have any #4s that want to ride it big all the way to destination prosperity? Put a 4 in the chat if you want to ride it big. You've heard my story after 1 year. You've heard Reese's story. What will your story be when I interview you 1 year from now? Will it be, I'm still at my job, I'm still broke, I'm still heavy, I'm still carrying the extra 30? Or will it be something totally different, telling me how much you love Maui and the fun we had together? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But if you want to go fast and far, go with Partner Co. by Darren Zobrist. Live the dream with us. Come and enjoy the Hug Fest, the community. Enrolling is easy. Your brand partner that introduced you to the call can easily help you choose a package that fits well with your budget, but do get on the drops. It is a game changer. Next call will be Tuesday, October 21st at 7 p.m. Pacific. At this moment, I'm going to stop the recording.